Can you tell me something about...
Be quiet out there!
Come back later.
But I can't go in without a ticket.
That's not our problem. We're watching the match.
Stop bothering us, we're busy!
You won't just let me in there, will you?
I can't. There's restoration work going on in there. The exhibits will be available in about 2 months.
I hear that Museum Kroon is completely closed for restoration.
That's true. The city is investing a lot of money in the restoration of the local museums. You're lucky the museum hasn't been closed as well.
Have you ever heard of the Templars?
You mean the Knights Templar? Yes, there are some artifacts just behind this door.
Do you know what it is?
No, monsieur. I'm not really interested in those things. My fields are football and... well, my wife.
Have you seen a good-looking black-haired woman?
Evans, no, I'm happily married. Well, most of the time.
She's my girlfriend. I'm looking for her.
Sorry, I haven't seen her.
I can't wait for 2 months. Can't you make a little exception? I need some information I can probably get in this room.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't let you go in there.
Nice weather. Perfect for playing football. Outside.
I can't take it any longer, sir. Could you stop talking about football, please?
Aren't you interested in the match? Your colleagues in the ticket booth are watching the match between France and Germany. Don't you want to see that match?
You're right, of course. I'd love to see the match, but I'm not allowed to leave my post here. That's why I'd be much obliged if you could stop talking about it. It makes me sad.
Your colleagues are watching the game in the ticket booth, and you're here. Don't you think it's a little unfair that you have to work?
Well, what can I say? I tried to take the day off, but my colleagues were faster than me.
I've tried it the nice and friendly way. Now it's time for a dastardly piece of cunning. Oh my god, a penalty for the French team! What a brutal foul on Zidane!
I must see that game. Could you take over my post for a minute while I go and watch the penalty?
Sure, pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. Don't let anyone in. I'll be back in a minute.
It's not an FHM, but you must always educate yourself with new things. Behind the thick glass pane, I can see an old piece of parchment. But what does it say? Behind the thick glass pane. Behind the thick glass... This says that the parchment is one of the last documents written by Jacques de Molay. Shortly before he was burnt at the stake, he is said to have told one of his servant boys, Geoffrey de Charnay, the secret of a lost seal that was said to be more powerful than 1,000 gods. Wow, 1,000 gods, huh? Not just one, but 1,000. It says, Molay instructed Charnay to look for the seal, but before he could find it, he met the same fate as his master. Charnay was burnt alive by the French Inquisition. Although managed to hide the parchment from his enemies, the seal has remained lost to this day. The only trace that the parchment gives leads to is Portugal Tomar, a provincial small town northeast of Lisbon, the Templars' last European stronghold in the 14th century. When Tomar fell and the order was destroyed, the seal disappeared in the confusion of the war. but it is assumed that the seal is still hidden somewhere in the area. The sandy and rocky hills of Tomar are an attractive destination for archaeologists, tourists, and adventurous treasure seekers. That must be it. Tomar!
Pardon?
Nothing. It's alright. Stobbart, you are fantastic. First, you got rid of the Watchman, and now you even know your next destination, Portugal. Why not? Might be useful at some point. Seen from close range, the watch doesn't look as cheap anymore. There's an engraving, Ilak al-Kalb. That rings a bell somewhere. Although I'm filled with guilt, I snatch an item from the bag. It's a thread. Hi, my name is George.
Ah! Oh, pardon me. You made me jump a little. Bom dia, my name is Professor Arruda.
What are you doing with the well?
This isn't a well. It's an antique cistern.
Cistern? What's that?
Holy mother. It's an underground container for rainwater.
And what is it that you're doing with this cistern?
I'm examining it.
I can see that, but why?
I'm an archaeologist, and I'm about to make a really important discovery.
What discovery is that?
Are you interested in history?
About a year ago, I would have asked myself the same question until this thing with the Templars happened.
Oh, you do seem interested in history. Do you have some time? I can tell you the whole story.
Sure.
Well, as you might have heard, Portugal was a paradise for the Templars. Besides France, it was the first European country in which the order established itself after its foundation in Jerusalem in 1119. In 1128, Queen Teresa presented Castle Surrey to the order as a gift. It lay near the Crescent Front.
Crescent Front? You mean the front line with the Arabs?
Ah, the Moors, correct. In 1147, Teresa's son and heir Alfonso, a Templar, conquered the Arab stronghold Lisbona with the help of his fellow knights. Today, Lisbona is called Lisbon. Alfonso declared Portugal's independence and became its first king. In return for the Templars' help, he gave them a stretch of land in the heart of the country, where the Templars built this castle. At the time, the Order's Grand Master was a man named Gualdim Pace, sometimes known as Galdinus. Tomar became the Templars' military headquarters, so to speak.
What happened then?
In 1291, the last Christian bastions in the Holy Land fell, and the Europeans blamed the Templars. Trouble was at hand for the Order. And then a French spy called Esquieu heard about the Templars' satanic practices from a disgraced ex-Templar, and reported this news to the French king.
Philip IV.
Ah, you know of him?
A little, but go on.
Well, at the time, the accusations revolved around a mysterious graven image called...
Baphomet.
Are you sure you don't want to tell the rest yourself?
You can skip the bit about the Baphomet part. I'm kind of familiar with that.
Are you also aware that the original idol is believed to be here in Tomar?
That's a new one on me.
I got the information from the transcripts made by the Inquisition. The idol itself was never found, but there is still an image of Baphomet within the castle. It is engraved on one of the bricks in the kitchen wall. If it were to be removed, it is said the ceiling and with it the whole building would collapse.
My mission here might be a little harder than I first expected. Back to the Templars.
Well, on Friday the 13th of October 1307, Philip IV had all known Templars in France arrested. Even in Spain, where the Templars had eliminated the Arab threat, people turned against the order because they no longer needed the Knights' protection. In 1308, the Spanish Templars escaped across the Tajo to Portugal and occupied the stronghold Almurol. All their treasures they took with them, and it is assumed that they were later brought here to Tomar.
But what made the Templars think they were safe in Portugal?
The Portuguese king Denis hadn't forgotten what the Templars had done for his country and was still grateful. He granted them sanctuary. In fact, it was Denis who re-established the order under another name with the elder João Lorenzo. They lived here as the Order of Christ and even kept their trademark, the Red Cross.
But what about the cistern?
A cistern? Ah yes, the cistern. I will come to that. This cistern is far too refined to have served as a mere water butt. I believe the Templars hid something extremely important here.
Wait, did he say extremely important? Maybe he's talking about the seal I'm looking for. Tell me more. Do you have any idea what it could be that they hid here?
Who knows? Maybe the Templar seal that was lost when the order was destroyed. Maybe the fifth gospel, which Christ is said to have written himself, and was believed to have been in the Templars' possession, as with the Holy Grail.
The seal! The Return of the Templars!
Right. The time of reincarnation, the hour of revenge, the dawn of a new empire.
And a single seal is supposed to do that? How could the Templars have done that, Professor?
The question should be, how can they do that?
Can do...
Yes, George, can do. After the Templars' extermination, the seal vanished. Philip the Fair had hundreds of soldiers search for it. It was the iconic symbol of the order. He knew what power the seal possessed, and according to the legend, still does.
What power?
You weren't listening, George. The power of return.
Are you telling me this seal has magical powers?
Don't be stupid, George. The seal itself does not. But I assume it can trigger some kind of mechanism which could prove Einstein's theory of space warp.
I don't understand. What's Einstein got to do with this?
By means of space warp, it is possible to travel into the past.
And why hasn't anyone made a trip to the past yet?
How do you know no one has?
Are you telling me...
No, I only wanted to show that you can never be sure, George. Remember that.
Do you believe that people have traveled to the past?
Not yet, as there are no machines that can maintain the gravitation field. The power of the field collapses within milliseconds.
So there's no need to worry, right?
I didn't say that. The fact is, nowadays, there are machines that can open the gate for a short time. Only they need something to keep it open, to stabilize it. And that's where the seal comes in.
How can such a tiny seal stabilize a gravitation field of this size?
It's the belief of people, George. Millions of people have died for their belief in this emblem. It has developed a force stronger than the gravitational field, and thus the seal can maintain the gate. That's the mystic part of the story.
So the Templars need the seal to stabilize a gravitational field and to travel into the past. But where's the sense in that? Why time of return?
Listen, the gravitational field enables time travel, but only for a fixed span of time. 700 years.
The penny hasn't dropped there.
Think about it, George. What 700th anniversary do we have in 3 days?
The Battle of Paris!
Exactly. The Battle of Paris. 10th October 1303. Thousands of Templars died before the city gates in an attempt to kill the French king and seize power of France. As France was the military force in Europe at the time, it is hard to imagine what today's Europe would look like if the Templars had won the battle.
What now?
We must stop them. The Neo-Templars will try to get hold of this seal and use it to travel back 700 years, one day before the Battle of Paris. That will be the 9th of October. They will take modern weapons and reinforce the Templars' troops with their own. The battle would be won easily. Everything we know today as a modern democratic society would disappear even from our memories. At least, that's what I assume. No one really knows what consequences an alteration of the past would have for us.
Why is it Return of the Templars then?
Now you can't interpret that literally. What they mean is the symbolic return. The Templars' culture would return to the present by this alteration, unless we stop them.
What if the seal isn't down there?
Then may God help us.
So what are we waiting for? Let's climb in, get that thing up here, and save the world!
I don't think so. The Portuguese Ministry of Cultural Affairs has forbidden any excavations on this site.
What? But why?
Who knows? But the fact is, I can't go down there, and neither can you.
What if you happen to doze off for a while, and a total stranger to you, say an American tourist, fell into the hole in a totally unintended and still careful way, and once down there he found...
Forget it. I appreciate scientific spirit, but I will abide by the law.
But we're talking about our future, Professor, and you want to go by the law? There won't be any laws to obey if we don't act now! Is there really nothing that could make you leave the hole for a minute?
I'm afraid not.
Damn. Can you tell me something?
Sure.
What role does Prince Zihang have in this? I have evidence that the Templars were somehow connected to the Chinese nobility.
That's true. Jacques de Molay asked Prince Dorima Cha II for 100,000 soldiers. And if he had got them, they might have changed the course of the battle, though it would still have been very close and probably bloody.
He didn't get them?
No. The prince doubted Molay's loyalty, and after the negotiations, he dropped the Grand Master like a hot potato. De Molay swore revenge, but it all came out differently. I assume today's Templars want to take revenge on the Chinese nobility for the treason. For treason, they feel it was. Only nobody knows exactly where the core of the old nobility is now.
Okay, I'll take a look around.
Sim, por favor.
Hey, you.
What? Me?
Yes, you. Do you have a minute? What are you doing in a place like this?
I live here, sir, in the street, in the nature.
You're not serious.
I earn a living from polishing shoes, begging, and stealing.
Could you do me a favor? Do you see that professor over there? He won't let me work at the well. Could you distract him for a minute?
What do I get for it?
Let me think.
You know I never managed to steal anything from the souvenir seller. He always seems distracted when he is reading his newspaper. But he cuts holes in it and looks through them and notices everyone who comes near. I swear to you, sir, once I tried to take a box of Berg chocolate sweetmeats, but he got me and spanked my arse. Since then, he has chased me away whenever I have come near the shop.
And I think he has a reason to. Stealing isn't the right way to make a living.
But I didn't have money, and I have never eaten chocolate in my life.
I can understand that. A childhood without chocolate. That's unimaginable. Will you help me if I get you the chocolate?
Sure. I'd be happy to, sir.
Hello.
Yes?
You wouldn't give me that box of chocolates for free if I asked nicely, would you?
Who do you think you are? Leave me alone if you're not buying anything.
Can I pay for those chocolates by credit card?
Do you have a MasterCard?
No, American Express.
Can't you read the sign? It says only MasterCard in capital letters. And now you are driving away my customers with your loitering.
Mister, you could be a bit more polite. Are you by any chance interested in the well over there and the workings?
Not really. What's so interesting about a well?
Now come on, it might hide the greatest treasure of the Knights Templar.
Knights... what?
Templar. Knights Templar. Didn't you pay attention in history class?
I never went to school.
How long have you had this shop?
Since that crazy professor over there started believing he can find some treasure down the well.
But that's possible, isn't it?
He won't find anything. 2 weeks ago, I told him I had lost my wristwatch and asked him to keep an eye open.
Did you get it back?
Yes and no. I found it near the well, but now it's gone again.
My God, you're not real good at taking care of your things, are you?
That's not easy if you have to watch the shop all the time because some brat wants to mess about with your goods. I even cut holes in my newspapers so I can see what's going on while those thieves think I'm reading.
Have you caught anyone yet?
Certainly. That brat over there tried to steal a box of chocolates. I caught him and spanked his ass like in the good old times.
Maybe I can find your watch.
If you want to look for it, fine. I've stopped looking for it a few days ago. I'll only lose it again.
I found your wristwatch.
Thanks!
How about a tiny finder's reward?
You expect me to give you a reward?
Now listen, I find your watch, sacrificing valuable moments of my short life in the process, and you won't give me a reward?
Okay. Here, you have a keyring. Please excuse my rudeness.
Hi, it's me again.
Yes?
Aren't you feeling like reading anymore?
I don't have anything left to read. I already know this paper by heart. But what business is it of yours?
Just curious. I'll be off then.
Goodbye.
How about reading a magazine?
But that is French.
Damn, that totally escaped me.
Well then, I'm lucky that my mama is from Bordeaux, huh?
Pardon?
Just give me that and go away.
The shopkeeper forgot to cut holes into the magazine, but I fear he might see my shadow when I lean over the stall to steal the chocolates. Great! I have the chocolate. Here's your chocolate.
Give it to me. Who did you want me to distract?
The man at the well.
Okay, I will steal his bag. I'm good at that.
Great. The boy has stolen the man's bag and the man has run after him. Now the well's unguarded. It goes down about 4 meters, but as the inside of the well is rough, I can get my hands into the gaps and get in or out without too much trouble. Looks like something's hidden underneath it. It's one half of a key. The Templars must have hidden the other part. But where? Having finished off the brick with the screwdriver, the second half of the key is revealed. George Stobbart, tracing the Templars again. I don't think so. Yes, that's it! I can hardly believe my eyes. It's the seal! We've outrun the Templars. We've made it. I must tell the professor.
No, you will never get this seal. Give it to me, Professor Aruda. Now! Even though you betrayed the Order by your sudden disappearance, we will reward you. Never! George, run! Monsieur Stobbart, good to see you back again.
The feeling isn't mutual, to be honest.
You have something that belongs to us.
Oh, really?
Flap, shoot the professor, and then get Stobbart.
A long flight of stairs. I guess it leads outside. To safety. That's a letter from Nico. She was here. No time for explanations. Take the next plane from Paris to Beijing. Ask for Bray. He'll take you to see Hang. Trust me, Nicole.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacques Bormelou, and I'm your captain for this flight. The weather is a bit rainy, but this will cause no delay on our flight. We are scheduled to land at Beijing Airport in approximately 8 hours' time. On behalf of myself and the crew, I would like to wish you a pleasant and relaxing flight.
Would you like a drink, sir?
Okay, I'll wait until the lady is gone and start my exploration of the plane later.
Would you like a drink, sir?
Ouch! What have you done? You poured coffee all over me. Idiotic staff. And I'm even paying for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me. Please let me clean this up.
A can of Coke is standing on the beverage trolley. The Coke can from the trolley. Tastes best when cool. I think a little refreshment won't hurt. Great, I'm obviously too stupid to open a Coke can. Now I have an unopened Coke can and a useless piece of metal. Maybe there's another can in the trolley. Good evening, my name is Stobbart. George Stobbart.
Oh, my name is Braun. Sigmund Braun. Are you the captain?
Not really. Just a passenger like you, I guess. If I were the captain, you could probably tell from my uniform.
Oh, please pardon me. I lost my glasses at the airport, and I have to admit that without them, I'm rather blind. I'm lucky I got on the right plane.
Hello. Are you enjoying the flight?
Oh, who are you? I lost my glasses in the airport.
I'm your steward on this flight. Is there anything you need? Would you like a drink, maybe?
No, thank you. What do you have?
Just name it.
Oh, some fruit juice will do for the moment.
Sure thing. I can't see what's in there. There's a porthole, but it's closed. The metal piece is too thick. Good evening. My name is George Stobbart.
Oh, hello. I'm Amanda. How are you, George?
Fine, thanks. Would you mind if I talk to you for a while?
Sure. I don't like flights where you only sit around and wait.
Tell me something about yourself, Armando.
Okay. I'm from Argentina. I work there on a construction site, and in my free time I'm a bodybuilder. That's my passion.
Sounds interesting. What are you doing here in France?
I'm on my way to a huge contest. Boy, if I win that, I can retire.
Good luck then. You know, I used to be just as muscular as you are. It's a lie, but a little bragging won't hurt anyone.
Really? Well, not much left of it. Sorry, George. Just kidding.
Alright, let's leave it at that. See you later.
Ciao.
Hey, Armando.
Ah, hello, George.
Could you do me a favor?
Depends on the favor.
Well, I was wondering if you could bend this piece of metal.
I guess so. If you get me something to drink first, I'm so dehydrated and the stewardess isn't coming.
By coincidence, I have a can of Coke. The problem is, I can't open it.
Let me see. No problem for me.
Wow, you're really strong.
Now I just need something to eat.
I'm working on it, but can you do me my favor first?
Well, then give me a piece of your metal.
I've given you that already. Oh no, don't tell me you...
Here it is. I seem to have sat on it. Here you go. Smells a bit like Argentine breakfast, but I'm sure you don't mind.
Wow, it's already bent. Bent perfectly even. This guy seems to have well-trained buttocks. There we go. Open. Wow, what am I supposed to say? Wow, what am I supposed to say? Here you go.
Oh, thank you. That's just what I needed.
Would you like another drink, sir?
Oh, yes. Can I have another fruit juice, please?
That's not gonna work. Nope. Here you go.
Thank you. This fruit juice tastes different to the one I had before. It's almost a little hot in the throat.
I can tell at once, this guy is used to this sort of alcohol level. That rum would have reduced a normal man to tears. Oh, yes. That's a different flavor. Do you like it?
Can you get me a bottle of that?
I'd be glad to. Your fruit juice, sir.
Thanks.
Is this the first time you've traveled by air?
No, unfortunately I've flown many times.
Why unfortunately? Flying is fun, isn't it?
That's what you think, but you have no idea what goes on behind the scenes in flight companies. It doesn't bear thinking about. It's frightening.
What do you mean?
Well, there are secret poisonings committed by the stewards, authorized by the companies.
You'll forgive me for not buying a story like that.
Yes, it's true. I'm a dietitian and I know when food is off or even poisoned. The most used poison is hexanol. That's pure and unrefined alcohol, and it can cause death when it is mixed into food or drink, depending on the amount, of course. The companies only put enough hexanol into the food so that it causes minor stomach aches. That means after 2 weeks in hospital you're fine again, and the passenger just thinks he has eaten something that was off before the flight.
Now come on. How could the companies profit from poisoning their passengers?
You must speak quietly. About 4 million euro. The companies have a contract with the Board of Health which awards the company 4 million euro compensation for every passenger falling ill during the flight. It sounds obscure, but it's the truth. It's called Contract 20. Of course the companies can't poison anyone sitting in their flights. But there is a pattern to these plots. They always happen in a 4-month rhythm. What's so intriguing about it is the fact that every single passenger talks about the strange pink color that the food had when they ingested it. But before anyone could ever follow that lead, the food was gone.
Maybe the food was just off. Things like that happen.
That's where you're wrong. The pink coloring only occurs when the food is treated with hexanol. No other chemical creates such a reaction. What is important about it is whether it is a light or a dark pink color. If it's the light one, there is no lethal threat to life. But if it's the dark, you can say goodbye to life. Do you see behind that curtain? The stewardess is putting a little red file into the cupboard. That's it! She's only waiting for the order to use it. And when it comes, bang!
It still sounds a bit unlikely. The stewardess might be doing any number of things.
Just be alert. You have been warned.
I wonder what the in-flight magazine has on offer.
Is your drink, sir?
But I didn't order anything.
Oh, your neighbor in the next seat did that for you.
Good evening. My name is Monsieur Bray. I felt obliged to buy you a drink as a courtesy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't drink alcohol.
Are you sure? It's really good.
I'm sorry. But if you like it, feel free to drink it yourself.
Oh, no. I've had 2 already.
As you wish, monsieur.
Should I have scruples? Yes, but I take the money away.